So we were discussing about the OSI reference model. We can see there are seven. In order to understand the networking general term, we have divided into 7 steps. So we can further understand. Know that from the top, application, which is a user interface. You can think about it, and the presentation, which is presenting the data into a different format, like coding, encoding, encryption, de-encryption, and then there's a session layer, which actually create a end-to-end communication before creating the session and also maintaining the session and then terminating the session once the communication is completed. Then transport layer, which is end-to-end communication, is segmentation, multiplexing. There are 2 main protocol, TCP, UDP, which we'll discuss later on. It provides the segmentation. Okay. Layer 3, network layer. When the message comes here, we call it packet. It's help to understand the path determination, physical addressing here, and then it's called data link, and we call it frame. So keep in mind, in the future, whenever we are referred packet, frame, bit, segment, you need to understand that which layer we are talking about. Now, what is TCP protocol model? In the TCP protocol model, we can see there is a network access. Okay. So TCP/IP protocol model, network access layer, which is control the hardware devices and media that make up the network. Protocol like Ethernet, 802.11, Wi-Fi, for example. Internet, which is determining the best path through the network. Examples are IP and ICMP. Transport layer, which provide you the support communication between the diverse devices across the diverse network. Example like TCP, UDP, and application. So, the previous model we have seen, that was OSI model. This is a TCP IP protocol model. And another thing is like what they done is, all the top 3 layers, they divide them. They said these are the 3 applications, and then the transport, the network layer called internet layer, and then the data link layer and the access layer, physical layer, they call it network access. So this is the TCP IP reference model, and the previous one, that was the OSI reference model. That's the difference. So what happened? ISO took on the task of create OSI model starting at early in 1970. So you can see these are the different vendors. 1980, there were 3 or 2 major vendors, then the IP and the other vendors. So basically, in 1980, that was a challenge to connect these 2 different networks. But over the period of time, all these networks are now connected to TCP/IP. Company began adding OSI, TCP/IP, or both of these their enterprise. So, however, by the end of 90, TCP/IP had become the common choice and OSI fell away. So TCP/IP from 2000 onward, as you can see, that's the reference model we are most likely using because mostly companies are following the same model. So basically, OSI and TCP/IP model. So you can see, think about it. They combine the data link and physical layer, and they call it network access. And then they have network and Ethernet. And then they have transport, and the other side is also transport. And then they have session, presentation, application, is called it application. So they have 4 layers. TCP/IP model has 4 layers, and OSI has 7 layers. Job functionality is the same, not much difference. Okay, the same protocols, like for example, used in 2 layers, it's used by 1 layer, and similarly.